Today we're going to look at alcohol in your restaurant. To help your restaurant do better and make extra sales, having decent alcohol to good alcohol to very good alcohol is quite important. In my restaurant, I specialize in whiskey single malt, actually Scotch single malt from Scotland. I have over 200 bottles here, so we can check out what's going to happen today. Today's featured bottle, it's a Balvenie, 12 years old, first fill. And it's a single barrel, right? So single barrel means that usually whiskeys are moved around from barrel to barrel to barrel because they're looking for a specific taste. In this case, it's only one barrel. It's an oak barrel from America. It's actually an ex-bourbon barrel. So it's a great bottle. It goes for around $50 to $60 in the States. Here is about $60 in Taiwan. So we can check this out. I kind of enjoy this bottle a lot because it's like a pure flavor, pure taste bottle. This bottle has numbers on it. It's a specific cask. I think this one, this bottle is bottle number 50 of that particular cask, which makes it pretty rare because they only make 300 bottles per cask. So when a cask is done, that flavor is gone forever. And then it moves on to the next first fill cask. And then the taste is a little bit different. So every single cask is a particular taste. Let's pour a little dram here and see what happens here. There you go. As you can see, this is very light color. It's not very dark. Don't know if you can see very well. The smell, I like this whiskey. It's really, really good. You can smell the apple in it. A lot of apple. You don't really smell the oak yet. A lot of apple, a lot of sweetness in this whiskey. Compared to the 12 years American oak, you have more sweetness in this one. Let's see what happens here. Can you give me a glass of water? Sorry, my assistant, I forgot the water. So the first note on this is apple, lots of apple. This is 40.8%, 47.8%, so the alcohol content is pretty high, so it has a good kick. Yeah, lots of apple, a little bit of vanilla. You can taste the bourbon cask, right? You can feel the sweetness of this whiskey comes from the bourbon cask. You can taste it. It's pretty strong. And then after the bourbon cask, what you get is a little bit of white pepper, I'd say. Let's see. And then oak, lots of oak. Because it's a first fill, right? You still have a lot of oak taste. Plus, it hasn't changed cask. Like you got some Balvenies. I think I have one here, right? Like a 16-year-old. They're triple cask. So they've been moved into different casks, sherry cask or Oloroso or PX, Pedro Ximenez. And then you can feel a lot of different flavor, conflicting flavor or great flavor, depending on if the blend is good or not. But this is a very straightforward. You taste the oak, you know what you're getting. It's a no, how would I say, no fla-fla whiskey. It's straight to the point, basically. It's very pure flavor, pure taste. I really enjoy this bottle. It's quite good. I'll drink a little bit more of it. Get some vanilla here, maybe a little bit of banana. Taste is very subjective, right? So whatever works for you, works for you. That's what I taste in mine. I drink a lot of whiskey, so I kind of have a vocabulary for it, which is mine. Here, don't know if you can see. It's very light. It doesn't have much leg though. You can see it's very watery. It's not creamy. It's not full bodied yet. I reckon maybe a 16 or 21 years of this would be fantastic, but this is a $60 bottle. If you go to 21 years of this or even 15 years, it's like double the money. So I think for a restaurant, remember we're in a restaurant setting, right? So you have to be able to sell this by the glass. So if you open a bottle, right, there's 2 ounces in one glass, so you get 13 glasses. So if you make this a fast calculation, to make money, 1 glass of this is already quite expensive. I'd say this probably run around 10, let's see. Yeah, about $10 in my restaurant for a glass of this. So if you're double the price of your alcohol, let's say you go $120, which means it's going to be $20 for a glass, and then do you have the customers who would spend $20 for a glass? Another thing I do in my restaurant is I sell by the ounce as well. For a taster, I have flights. So what you can do is pour an ounce, pour another ounce, pour another ounce, and then you can try 3 or 4. It's how I compare my whiskey. If you see here, right, I have a lot of Balvenies, and usually when I do a flight, I go by brand. I don't mix the brands. I do mix the brands, but my meaning, sometimes a 12 year is better than a 15 years, but you don't know until you compare them next to each other. So it's the way to discover whiskey or alcohol for that matter, right? Because what you remember that you drank last time compared to what you're drinking now, your memory is a bit foggy, right? Unless your job is to drink whiskey. So anyway, I would recommend this. I sell this a lot in my restaurant actually because it's really, really good. So, all right. So I'll see you next time for another episode of Alcohol in Your Restaurant. See you later.